Hey, what's up, guys? This is Nash.
I'm Jazzy right here.
And we're from MyGeekReview.com, an online geek network news culture community, blah, blah, blah. Let's start over.
Okay, we're going to talk about the story. The main thing we're going to be doing is the comparison between the real history and the story of the Steve Jobs movie, or Jobs, basically. The cool thing about this movie, actually, is they actually hit a lot of key points, but not all of it in terms of the movie.
Exactly, they missed a lot of great points.
The main things they hit during the movie in terms of Steve Jobs' life that I actually like, or we both like, is the creation of the very first Apple computer.
Working out of the garage.
That was really cool.
Woz.
Huh?
We got a problem.
Huh?
We gotta figure out what to do with all these employees. You know Bill.
Been too long, Woz. How are you? Good to see you. How is
Oh,
it?
this is my friend Daniel Cocky.
Hey, I heard a lot about you. How you doing?
Cocky from India, of course. I've heard a lot about you too. Don't touch that.
It's Chris Espinosa, the kid down the street I was telling you about.
Nice to meet you, fella. This is gonna be so cool.
Great. I'm so glad that you're excited about this thing we're doing here. Can I talk to you for a second?
But then I kind of got iffy, because from Apple 1 to the Apple 2, he just, like, Steve Jobs just suddenly became successful. Like, he's already, like, in a fair, like, doing an announcement in front of a lot of media, and I'm like, where did this come from? Yeah, honestly, I can't blame the people who made this movie for that, because it is covering a huge chunk of Steve Jobs' life. It would have been cool to see Steve Jobs actually try to partner up or negotiate with Pixar, because that's one of the things Apple, one of the strong suit Apple did, or Steve Jobs did. He actually invested in Pixar.
Yeah.
And when Toy Story came out,
oh God, he blew up.
Another thing that I would have loved to see more was the innovation behind Steve Jobs.
Absolutely. I mean, they showed some innovation. They showed a little bit of his creativity side, but it was mostly just business with him. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, yeah, we all know Steve Jobs is a ruthless fucking bastard, and he's a douchebag, as Jazzy's mentioned to me before.
I'm thinking 400 per machine for 50 units, paid at the time of delivery.
400 for 100 units, a third up front.
We're not negotiating.
Yes, we are.
The thing about this movie is that you have to see it as the story perspective of Steve Jobs. He is a douchebag, but that guy was a genius. Every single business play he did, every single visionary he talked about, it's exactly how Apple intends its products to be.
Sometimes the biggest douchebags are the biggest geniuses.
In terms of story, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
There you have it. The biggest thing we're going to be touching on the characters is
the great and powerful Woz.
Woz, Steve Jobs, and
a little bit of Ives.
That's my personal favorite, Ives. But let's start off with Woz, because
the great and powerful Steve Wozniak.
As much as Steve Jobs might be the founder of Apple, the real person who actually created Apple,
it was. He's the
brains, because of the fact that he made the first
Apple looked
computer.
At it like, dude, we can make money
Steve
off of
Jobs
this.
was the only person to look at that Apple computer and say, dude, we have something. In this movie, he's
laid back. He's very laissez-faire.
He's a teddy bear. I like the chill Woz.
I love his cameo on The Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm. He was really chill.
That was funny.
I liked him in the movie. So
yeah, his character in the movie was great, and it was just like, whoa.
Yeah, he actually liked Woz a lot.
Apple. Excuse me? Apple like the fruit?
The fruit of creation. Apple. It's simple but sophisticated. It comes before Atari in the phone book, too.
That is so much better than phaser beam computers.
Johnny Ive.
Aluminium.
Yeah.
Pardon the bad accent, guys. Just Jackie loves it.
The reason why I'm touching on Johnny Ives on this movie is because he was the one that's been best depicted in terms of the way he works. It's like grabbing him from one of the Apple commercials and just putting him there. The way his actor or the character talked is exactly the way Johnny Ives would have talked.
From the very beginning, the iPad was designed to be very powerful, very capable, but also remarkably simple to use. So our goal was to take all the amazing things that you can do with a full-size iPad, but pack them into a product that is so much smaller. And that's what we did with the new iPad mini.
If you guys don't know who Johnny Ive is one of the lead architect designers for most of the stuff you guys own right now. He's the one who basically designed the iPhone. That's why it looks so sexy. Because Johnny Ives is he's one of the people who designed it. It just looked great. But right now, toss aside Johnny Ive. Let's bring the big man up front. The person.
The man himself, the big cheese.
Yep.
The large in charge, Steve Jobs.
Or Ashton Kutcher. If you guys put them side to side, they look exactly alike. They're both.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's amazing how much they look alike.
He might not like Ashton Kutcher's acting. I don't think it's great. It's pretty good.
I think Kutcher's performance, sorry to cut you off, Jazzy, in this movie was basically a more intelligent, less playboyish version of his 2.5 Men character, Walden Schmidt.
I'm trying to build an Apple, and they're taking it away from me.
If you keep heading down this path, I will not protect you.
It's a blatant ripoff. I'm gonna sue you for every cent!
You are your own worst enemy.
The board is unanimous. Steve will no longer be involved in this company.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys don't know who the real Steve Jobs is, he's really good with the ladies. Not only that, he was really pissed. He's a dick. Steve Jobs is a dick, but he is one of those guys where you just have to listen to him because, you know, if he dicks you around, that means he's pushing you in the right way. That's just how Steve Jobs is, and that's why I think Ashton Kutcher portrayed a good version of him because the way Steve Jobs was pissed, Ashton Kutcher almost hit that on the nail, if not almost or exactly like it. Steve Jobs would scream.
Kutcher did a really good job of getting mad. It was kind of funny, actually.
That's basically the part of Steve Jobs, and honestly, that's why I was kind of disappointed. This is why I want to say he's pretty good because he just depicted Steve Jobs' fury in terms of Apple, but he didn't depict his innovative side, his vision of Apple.
Well, we also didn't really get to see that, but character rating, I would have to say, giving it between an 8 and a 9, I'd say. Not quite a 10, but definitely somewhere between an 8 and a 9. 8.5 doesn't really seem to feel right, but I can't settle on a number, so between an 8 and a 9 for these characters. Some of these characters were really just kind of useless throwaways.
Yeah, honestly, the characters were portrayed pretty good, but not all of them were great. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Well, there you guys have it. This is the bottom line. 6 out of 10 for me. 8.5 from him.
8.5 out of 10 for me.
There you go.
This is Nash.
And this is Jazzy.
And we just reviewed Jobs for My Geek Review.
See you guys later.
Geek out.